afternoon, everybody. Tell me the first thing that came into your mind seeing this bag. Yes? Environmental friendly? Somebody said cool bag. Well, with this bag, I see a woman who make this bag and a daughter who goes to school. I have one more question. Have you ever asked yourself who made the product you are buying? Are the products fairly traded? And what about the carbon footprints of the product you are buying? Are the supply chain ethical? As Ban Ki-moon said it very rightly, today's economic model is an environmental suicidal. Responsible consumerism and responsible production are the only sustainable. And your choice makes a difference in the life of the people and the planet. I call myself a dreamer. I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm a mother. And I love talking about dreams. Every time I talk to Geeta, Bhagwati, Sunita, Binita, and other hundreds of women about their biggest dream in their life, a very symmetrical response I get from them. They simply dream to educate their kids. Now let's ask yourself, what's your biggest dream? Is her dream your dream? Why is her dream not yours? Well, because we are at the center and they are not. They are marginalized, underprivileged, disadvantaged, politically, economically, socially, culturally, and now technologically. And centrally, we are absorbing every resources and every opportunities that is granted only to us. And my pride as a competent woman and a smart woman, it questioned my identity for the unfair advantages I got and she didn't. It evokes my rationality. And I feel pity for every woman who had to waste their potential despite being capable. Every time I talk to Geeta, middle-aged mother, a mother of two kids, she who never got the formal schooling, despite speak six different languages. Yes, six different languages. She pokes me here. How could I become competent without competing with her? How do I become smart excluding her? Geeta has been making this bag for last 6 years. So she has not just witnessed transforming of this waste of rice sack into gems, but has also witnessed transforming her own life. A dream that she had 6 years ago is no more a dream. It's a reality now. Her kids are going to school. See the transformation of creating one job for a woman. The life of the whole family changes. Proactive approach to women empowerment is girls' education. Had Geeta not fall prey to the practices of child labor, child marriage, trafficking, or generational poverty, she would have been competing with us today. When our girls are educated, when our women are empowered, social justice, gender equality, peace and prosperity prevail. And I, as a kid, when I see my mother, an uneducated mother, having only dream to educate her daughters, three daughters, and having only daughters in a patriarchal socialization like this. And here I am the mother of one daughter. And I don't dream to educate my daughter. And I don't need to dream to educate her. I simply educate her. My father, who is in his 80s now, got the university degree. And my mother, who is in her 60s now, didn't even get the formal schooling. And I, as a kid, and please don't assume my age according to my father's age, we were born when my father was in his 50s. I'm still very young. And I, as a kid, I never questioned about my father's educational opportunities or any opportunities that is granted to him and not to my mother. But what was important to me was my mother's wasted potential. And my mom always used to say, had she got an opportunity to go to school, she would have done so many things. And how would I not believe my strong mother? As COVID struck, our operation halted for 2 months. And those 2 months were the most critical months of my life. As our products, which we were selling abroad, especially in the European market, was halted. Export market was crashing. And uncertainty was looming large. And my experiences is that every uncertainties pushed you forward to explore different alternatives and approaches that you have never approached or had simply ignored in the past. Right after our operation, this 2015 earthquake happened. Then after this, border blockade, or we call it trade embargo, whatever that was, that happened. And every uncertainty has taught us to be resilient and to make the contingencies plan, to be open, flexible, and adaptive. And these are mantras for survival. And as a result, we came up with a very, very innovative idea. We call it match bag. Every bag that our women were making, we started matching the other bag to the school girls in the rural part of Nepal in order to retain them at school. So that means we sell one bag to one customers and we send another bag with the school supplies to the rural part of Nepal that help girls to retain at school. So far, 2,000 girls have got the other pair of the bags that our customers have bought. And why am I saying this idea innovative? 2 reasons. First, our women who were making 10,000 bags are now making 20,000 bags. So either way, from the income or from the employment, the impact doubles. Second, this idea was not just instrumental in helping us sustaining ourselves in the most difficult time of our entire business life cycle, but it has also made us realize the importance of integrating backward to the connecting dots that starts with educating a girl. Because educated girls means empowered women. And with this integration of women empowerment and girls' education, the circle seems complete. Circle seems holistic. And this year, we are on a mission to play a very, very small part from our side by retaining 10,000 girls in the rural part of Nepal. For that, our women will be producing 20,000 backpacks this year alone. So what does this figure actually means? It means it creates tentatively 100 jobs for the women. And please mind it, 100 employment means benefiting 100 families. Second, it will help or retain 20,000 rice sacks from the dumping side. Third, it retained 10,000 girls in the rural part of Nepal, and then that is our contribution for the girls' education. And we can play with any figures and numbers. And this year, we have achieved another milestone. Our women are very productive, and we have achieved another economies of scale, which center facility. A question about how would a single mother comes to work without anybody looking after their kids in their rented room has been answered. They bring their kids to the workstation. Life bounces you up and down, back and forth, time and again. Does it even matter how many times life pulls you down? What matters is where you hit. Are you offered with a cushion and a comfy bedding, or you directly hit on the ground? Then one bounce, your life is twisted. Upon our very recent visit to Kailali, a 13-year-old girl called Osmary just got married. A very bright student had to marry of that early. That one bounce, her dream is shattered. And I still remember my mom used to say, if you want to be happy and content in your life, look at those people who are having difficult life than that of yours. And feel blissful and blissful for what you have got and they didn't. But sorry, Mom. It never made me happy seeing somebody unhappy, ever. It just made me determined to correct the story, the climax, and the script that does not force us Marys to marry off early and to be the victim of these malpractices. Few notebooks, pencils, bags. It really helped them return them at school. And it not just helped them to be the victim of this child marriage practices, child labor practices, or trafficking, but it also saves them from early pregnancy-related mortality. So keeping them at school is very, very important. And these girls getting bags and this amount of notebooks and school stationaries for the first time in their life altogether, learning curiosity does not remain the same. Just a few weeks back, I met a very desperate and angry young girl who, in contrast to her interest to study abroad, ended up here in this country. And of course, in a very reputed institution here in this country. I don't have anything to say, but I say I have a very bad habit of entering into personal affair of people. And I told her, come on, girl. Look at us, Mary. Her destiny has been changed. Yours is just the direction is changed. Destiny is waiting for you. Look at us, Mary. Where should she complain? I just wish that my daughter would not feel proud to call herself a competent girl and a smart girl if she's not competing with us, Mary. Leaving some Asmaris behind and many Asmaris ignored. I just wish that my daughter will see this problem as a problem and take ownership to correct this incorrect. If you do not know the answer of the question, that's fine. But if you cannot question the answer, that is contagious. Your conscious and your mindful buying decision and your question changes lives. Every one of us, we can play our part by asking a simple question. Is your purchase, is paying Geeta fairly to live a decent life and to send her kids to school? Is your buying decision, is leaving this planet safer for our future generation, where I wish to see my grandson and my granddaughter being equal, despite the staggering figure of 135 plus years until we all become equal, until we achieve gender equality. This is why I strongly believe in giving economic opportunities to those women who do not fit in this room today, and those women who have settled in the periphery. This is why it is important to empower women, those who come from generational marginalization or systemic disadvancement, today and tomorrow, until we all become equal. One thing I strongly believe is only economic freedom can pave a way for a sustainable freedom for my fellow girls and women from abuse, exploitation, violence, and poverty. Think once again. Think about your biggest dream. A dream that does not just include you. A dream that empowers others. Believe me, nothing is more powerful than making people realize how powerful they are. And if you ask me about my ultimate dream, I just wish not to be regretful from my deathbed for the actions I didn't take, while I could have done something to correct the incorrect. Write a story you want to see in the life of these Ajmeris and these Gitas, and be the part of that story. To the end, please be ready to answer the question put forth by late Martin Luther King Jr. What did you do for others? I repeat it again. What did you do for others?